completely.
That is one of the big no-nos at an advanced test. That would be an instant fail.
Nightfall.Drives, Doug here with Alan, and it's my second session today of the Advanced Drivers course. We're in the Mazda today. The weather's not too bad, so roof down at the moment.
No, it's lovely.
The Evora sadly is having an ongoing windscreen saga, which probably deserves its own video series in itself. Anyway, these are, as I said before, just a taster of the course and to give you some tips possibly. There's no substitute for doing the course, but hopefully you find it interesting. Good morning, Alan.
Good morning.
What's the plan for today?
So, like we've just discussed, unfortunately, there's the marathon is running in Milton Keynes today, so the roads are going to be closed. A lot of roads are going to be closed, so we've had to sort of do a little bit of replanning of the original session. So in that first session, we looked at information. We looked a bit at talking about the whole system, but today we were going to do the roundabouts in Milton Keynes to talk about how to approach roundabouts, and just looked in the book. We were going to talk about separating braking from gear changing, but we'll leave that now to a later episode because obviously we're not going to be able to go near there. So as typical with these courses, we have to replan the sessions. So today what we're going to do is, for every session that we do, we'll always be looking at information, because information is the foundation of everything. We base all of our decisions and what we're doing with our driving on the information that we're getting from the road and from everything around us. So we'll be looking at information again, but then we're going to recap on correct positioning in the road. And then as we go through the session, once we've got that positioning looking okay, if we get to that point, we're then going to look at how we actually approach bends. Positioning on the road does a couple of things really. It gets us, and we always want to be in a position where we've got the best view of the road. So we can see as much ahead as we can, because the further we can see, the more that we can anticipate what's going to happen and we can plan. So we're always looking to put ourselves in the best position in the road. Now, the other thing that we have to take into account with that is safety. So safety is always our prime thing. Like the overarching sort of phrase for advanced driving is safe, smooth, unobtrusive progress. So we're always looking to be safe. So we're looking to put ourselves in a position of safety. Now, if we're coming into a right-hand bend, we want to be positioned near side, because we're looking at getting the best view down that road as we can. And the opposite applies when we come into a left-hand bend. We'll go offside as far as we can while not encroaching over the middle of the road, to get the best view around that left-hand bend. So initially, in the first bit of today's session, we're going to look at positioning in the road. We are going to go into some country roads where we've got bends, quite a lot of bends, so that we can actually see how the position can change depending on where we are. Once we're happy with that, or we've done that for a little while, we'll talk about approaches to bends. Now, the prime thing with bends is to get the speed of the car correct before we actually get to the bend. So we'll be looking to approach the bend, adjust our speed before we actually start feeding in steering. Then we'll feed in the steering. Now, when we actually start feeding steering into a bend, that takes the tyres from sort of a straight on position to a steered position. And because of that, you've got additional forces coming in. The car will tend to slow down. So we need to be a little bit more on the accelerator
To keep the car balanced
to keep the car balanced
through the bend.
through the bend. So we want to maintain speed. We're not looking to accelerate, we're looking to use the accelerator to actually maintain the speed and keep the car balanced. So we're going to have a look at that as we progress through the session.
Yeah, yeah. And I think for me, this was one of the areas which was different, obviously, to how I used to drive. And
Yeah.
I think the start of the position of the bend, being on effectively the outside of the lane, that felt natural. But
Yeah.
from all my go-karting and everything else, I was then taking the sort of a line of least
The
resistance.
racing line. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
you don't need to be taking a line of least resistance on the road because you're not on the edge of grip, are you? So,
No.
so
No, absolutely.
taking maximum visibility makes a lot more sense to allow you to then exit the bend at the earliest chance, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we are looking to make the maximum progress that we can, but obviously within the speed limits at all times. So as we go through the course, at a future session, we'll talk about a thing called limit points, which if you get the limit point techniques, it really makes your driving a lot more fun. I think it makes it a lot more fun because then it does allow you to make that sort of safe progress that we talked about earlier. So, but we have to work up to getting the bends right first, and then we'll talk about limit points later. But yeah, obviously we're looking at keeping the car balanced at all times. Now with an MX-5, because actually it's quite low, it's quite a low vehicle, and the weight distribution on an MX-5, I had an MX-5 before, is really good, and they do maintain a lot of grip on the road. So between something like an MX-5 and say a Land Rover Discovery, obviously we would drive the cars in a totally different way. Still applying the same principles, but you need to understand how your vehicle actually works and responds, especially in terms of the weight distribution, because obviously, and I've done a video on this just recently, if you're accelerating, then the weight of the car transfers to the rear. Now if you've got a rear wheel drive, that's great because that gives you more grip and you've got more ability to accelerate. But if you take your foot off the accelerator, the car slows down, so the weight transfers to the front. So if you're a front wheel drive vehicle, then obviously that gives you more grip on the front wheels. And vice versa. So if you get weight on the front, it comes off the back. If you get weight on the back, it comes off the front. So you've got to compensate for where the weight in the car is. Now, because we're travelling below the speed limit, or at or below the speed limit, the weight transfer is sort of almost imperceptible, but it is there. And you do need to keep the car balanced.
Well, it's physics, I guess.
It is physics,
it's happening.
It's physics,
Right.
So when you're ready then, we'll set off and head out of the car park.
I think it's a one-way.
Yeah, it's a one-way,
Okay. Question for you here. What's your thoughts on cutting across the parking spaces?
I mean, on today, I wouldn't see it as an issue, to be quite honest. I mean, safety is the only real concern. Provided it's safe to do so, then why would we waste fuel going all the way down and coming all the way back again? We have to be sensible. So like I said last time, the only time your hand should leave the steering wheel is when you're actually changing gear. So just keep that in mind as we go around today. Right, so we're going to turn left here. I noticed straight away that we're into...
Hour 20,
So as soon as we actually set off, you need to be scanning. When we come to the end of the road here, I'd like you to turn left and then right. So it's almost straight across, but so as soon as we set off, you're immediately into scanning mode, looking for as much information as you can gather. And there's a lot of information going on here.
Got a 30 limit with the 20 ending. Parked cars quite far along it. Still have street lights and obviously a built-up area Still
Okay.
30.
Yep. So thinking about position here, we've got parked cars, so let's do a mirror check and move out.
Yeah.
Always remember it's important to see what's behind you.
Yeah.
That's it. We've got a speed camera here, so just make sure we're under the 30.
Potholes.
Yep. So again, potholes are one of the things that can affect our position in the road. So we may want to take a right-hand bend, obviously on the near side. But if we've got potholes there, then obviously that's not going to be comfortable or particularly safe. So we might just move away to avoid those potholes. So we'd actually sacrifice position for comfort and safety of the vehicle. Okay. So we're coming into a left-hand bend here, so you've already moved out towards the centre of the road. But we've now got oncoming traffic, so you move back towards the centre of the lane, taking a position of safety. And again, now we can move a little bit further out, keeping an eye on the junction on the left, on the right, and then moving back away from that oncoming traffic. Right, so we're going uphill now into right-hand bend, so we'll come near side where we can. And as soon as it starts to straighten out, then we come to the offside again.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's it. So obviously here we've got solid white lines, no overtaking. Quite a tight left-hand bend. Okay. So as the road is opening up now, that's it. Good. So keeping near side where it's safe to do so, we now maximise that vision around the right hand bend. That's it. We keep out here, and then as soon as it straightens up into this left, move back again. That's great. Yeah, good. And then we can move back over again. Good. So now we've got the road ahead that's disappearing, so we just ease off the accelerator a little bit. As we go into that left-hand bend, we're in that offside position. Now it's opened up again, so we can get back on that accelerator. Good. So we can see it's a left-hand bend here, but we've got oncoming traffic. So just putting ourselves into that position, so that gives us the maximum view, but it also tells the vehicles behind us what we're actually doing.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
So it's visibility of you as well as what you can see.
Yeah,
You can
absolutely.
See. Yeah.
So there's three things. We're going to take the third exit from the roundabout.
Okay.
There are three things that we need, and there's quite a few acronyms that we use to remember these things. So for information, we use the acronym TUG. So we take information, we use that information to develop a driving plan, so that's how we're going to drive. And then G of TUG is we give information to other road users, and we give information by our position on the road that tells people what we're going to do or what we're intending to do, and the use of indicators as well. So we're giving that information to other road users.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we're on the A5 now. Still a two-way road, national speed limited, so 60 miles an hour. There's no advantage here because we've got a straight road. There's no advantage here about being either offside or near side. So we can stay in the centre of the lane.
Okay.
But we're always looking to see as far as we can. So either under the car, through the car if we can, and always remembering that if you're following a truck, have a look at the number plate. Because if it's a foreign truck, chances are that they're a left-hand drive. So in that circumstance, you may position yourself on the left side as opposed to a UK truck where you may position yourself on the offside to let that truck driver see you.
Yeah, just so you're in their driver's side mirror.
Yeah, absolutely. Now again, coming into this left-hand bend, that allows us to see further down the road. You can see now we've got a join road here. We need to be aware of anything coming down there that we might need to deal with.
Yeah.
We've got a no footways sign, so that tells us we might come across people walking, and actually there's a crossing there on a public footpath.
Oh yeah. So all the principles are equally important on a dual carriageway where things are a bit more controlled and you might not be thinking too much about positioning, but it's still useful.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. You need to use, like I said, we'll talk about limit points in a future session, and that will show why it's really important to be aware and look as far as you can at all times, regardless of the road type that you're on. Okay, so we'll kind of come up to a roundabout again. We're going to go straight across at this roundabout. So trying to look the other side of the roundabout if we can. So have a quick look up here. We can see there's traffic approaching, but it's clear for us. That's it, indicating. So I would have taken that a little bit wider.
Yeah.
Just to get that view a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So we're on a two-way traffic road here, but it's very wide. But the speed limit is still 60 miles an hour because it's not a dual carriageway. This road is actually fairly dangerous because people tend to come up and down the centre.
You get people overtaking because of the width.
Yeah, because
even
of
with
the width.
oncoming traffic.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the law on that? Is that
it should be treated just like a just like a normal two-way road.
Yeah.
So we're going to go straight across at this roundabout again. We've got a warning of a cycle lane crossing. That's it. So just coming round and wider a little bit. That's better. We've got that view just that little bit earlier, just to see what was going on.
Right.
Yeah. So looking as far down the road as we can to get an idea of which way the road is going.
Yeah, sort of bearing left, so I can see the tree line.
Yep, looking at everything that will tell us.
The gesturing.
Yeah.
Okay, I suppose for the conversation you'd naturally maybe do a bit of that, but I need to break the habit. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. A lot of people talk with their hands.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to take the next turning on the right, please. So you can see the sign for the staggered crossroads.
Yeah.
Mirror check.
Yeah.
Get that braking done. Right, that's it. Change gear. Yep. So that was all a little bit rushed.
Yeah.
That was all a little bit rushed. So what we're looking to do is get that speed down earlier. So on the brake, get the braking done, get that approach a little bit slower, and then change gear. But that, like I say, that's a future lesson that we're going to do.
Yeah.
But let's start looking at bends. So we've talked about position now. We're in a good position. So here we can just balance the throttle. That's it. As we go into the bend, we want to maintain the speed. So as I said at the beginning, when we start feeding steering in, the car naturally will slow down because the wheels are having to deal with forces coming from different directions. So what we want to do is maintain the speed to actually balance the vehicle. So here we've got to slow in the road, ease off the accelerator a little bit, now back on again, that's it, and back on, keep in position here, that's it. So good, we kept the car nice and balanced. Now we're going downhill. Let's just brake a little bit, let's slow ourselves down a little bit. Now as we come off the brake onto the accelerator, that's it, good. Into the position 1 for the right hand bend. Now we can see this bend is a little bit steeper. Did you see him brake?
Yeah.
So we'll do a little bit of braking now and get our speed right. Then back on the accelerator. That's it. Change gear. Yeah, that's it. And then we're into a 30. Good. Good. So what we're looking to do is get the car balanced and the speed right before we enter the bend, and then use the accelerator to actually maintain the speed as we go round. That keeps the car nice and stable. We're going to turn left, please.
Okay.
So thinking about position again.
We want to be slightly out so we can...
Yep, so always a mirror check, just to make sure what's behind, and then once we come out, look at the road ahead and plan on what you're going to do. Now you can stay here. That's it, you can see into the distance now, so we can move back over. That's it. Good. Always looking as far as we can, so that car's just come out of that junction.
Yeah, so we know there's a junction there.
Yep, yep. And we've got oncoming vehicles and we've got a speed limit change. So again, we're on a near sight position, got a good view around. As soon as that line straightens, good, yep. We're into that position, left-hand bend, so we're in a good position. That's it, balancing the car. As it opens up, we can accelerate when the wheels are straight. So we only really ever want to accelerate when our wheels are straight, if we possibly can.
Yeah, that was a little bit early.
Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, Newton's laws of physics, we'll come back to that again. The body's at its most stable when it's either stationary or travelling in a straight line and the same velocity. So, slowing the road again, left-hand bend, good position, and we're going round a right-hand bend now, yep, that's it, get into the gear, on the throttle, balance the car, yeah, good, yeah, good. That's it. Right.
Yeah.
So we've got a nice, long, open, straight bit of road here, but we're still looking, because we're in a country area, we're looking for driveways, we're looking for farm traffic, we're looking for, you know, a deer could
wildlife,
come out, any wildlife. Now we can see a sign ahead, now we can see a round sign, so we know that's a speed limit change, and a triangular sign, so we know that's a give way. So we're already thinking about check behind, see what's happening, change the speed limit down to 30, and a give way sign ahead, so we know that we're going to have to do something when we see it. And there's our give way up ahead. And here we are going to turn right.
Okay.
So we've done the principles for positioning in the road. We've looked at information. We've now talked about bends. In this second half, I'm going to let you do what you think is necessary.
Okay.
And then I'll make any comments about anything where I think we're not quite right. Okay?
Yeah. Shall I sort of say what I'm thinking?
Yeah. If you want to talk through what you're doing and what you think you're seeing.
Yeah.
And then what you're doing about what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the road's got a gentle bend to the left. You can tell by how the car emerged. It was staying to the right. It's opened up, so build the speed again, but then it appears to go to the right. You can see the hedge. So I'll keep to the left, avoiding the potholes. It opens up into a left-hand bend, so traffic oncoming. Reduce the speed a bit for this one.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit late. Could have done that a bit earlier.
Yeah. Cyclist in the distance here. And a bit of a brow of a hill, so not quite sure where the road goes. You've got a warning sign for bends. That's obviously a left hand to start with. Checking behind. Probably not going to overtake the cyclist during the bends. We'll wait till it's clear, but...
Yeah, good.
So I'd say you can probably go slow around here because of the bike.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
And then, I can see it opens up, but the car coming, you can see the roof of the car.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I saw that and I thought, don't go now, please.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Now
waving
he
me
wants you
through.
to.
I
Make
think-
sure that you're
yeah,
happy.
Make sure I agree.
Yeah.
I suppose that's another circumstance to let go of the wheel and to acknowledge.
Well,
road
not
users
in that
or-
circumstance, probably, but normally no. But
Yeah.
I'll talk about that in another.
Yeah. Okay, horses.
Horses. What did we say right at the beginning?
Yeah.
We will think about horses. So horses, I used to be a horse rider, my wife is, so I'm very keen about how we behave around horses. This guy is too close.
Yeah.
I've been on a horse with traffic and it's not good.
Yeah.
So always try and keep the noise of the engine down.
Yeah.
Make sure you've got plenty of room and plenty of time to get past them and pass them as wide as possibly you can.
Yeah.
Now she's going to come off there.
Okay.
Yeah, just let them do what they want to
Give it
do.
some room. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They need a larger protective bubble than
Yes,
any other thing,
absolutely.
really.
I mean, they're unpredictable animals, and take my word for it, it's not nice being on top of one when they're getting a bit silly.
Yeah.
It happened to me, and it's not nice. So they've come off the road for us.
Okay.
So we'll progress, but nice and slowly, because they're obviously still not very happy. Yeah, good. All right, give them a little while. Yeah, now we're okay. We can go.
Yeah. And keep an eye on what's happening in the mirror.
Because a lot of people make the mistake that they get past them and then they take off. And of course, if you've got a bit of a poppy bangy exhaust, that can be just as bad. So yeah, good.
Yeah.
We handled that well. Yeah, good.
In the Lotus, I have a switchable exhaust.
Oh right,
as
okay.
well, so I've got I've programmed it for the buttons up here and go into quiet mode when you see a horse.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's not a nice place to be when a horse is bolting.
Yeah.
Right, good. So we can see well into the distance here. I'm going to be quiet again and let you talk about what we're seeing.
Another cyclist in the distance. Gentle left-hand bend. There's a sign that was covered in moss there that I couldn't make out actually.
Yeah, it wasn't good, was it? Okay.
But, staying wide. The cars help you to see where the road went then as well, despite the brow of the hill. Keeping to the left, speed limit change coming up in the school.
Yeah.
It's a bank holiday Monday, so there could be something going on, but
that's it. Okay. So we've got someone who's very keen behind us, who's getting a bit close. It is a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit area.
Yeah.
So by going 30, you're actually doing them a favour and slowing them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've kind of taken the view of just, if they're really close and ridiculous, then I guess we might talk about that in a later lesson, but you could tell with the body language they were a bit impatient.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've made a video on tailgating and, it does draw a lot of debate as to the different methods you can use to prevent tailgating. But, right, so the end of the road here, we're going to turn right.
Okay.
Please.
Stop! 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 Oh no!
Right, did you come to a complete stop?
Perhaps not.
No.
Not completely.
That is one of the big no-nos at an advanced test. That would be an instant fail. There was a stop sign and also was a stop on the road. I always suggest if you do come across something like that, which is possible during your test, that you actually come to a stop and put your handbrake on to show that you have stopped.
I think what I was thinking was I was actually taking advantage of the roof being open. I could hear there was nothing.
Yeah.
So I think that's what overtook in my in
absolutely.
my brain.
If I could think of an excuse that you would buy, I'd use it.
But it's a legal requirement. You must come to a complete stop.
Yeah. Staying in second for now because there's
Let's
lots of
stay out
cars
here.
and
That's it. Good.
Yeah, see,
say thank you. It's
yeah, it's left
always
hand
the
is,
always
yeah,
the left hand. Yep.
another habit to break there.
Yep. We're gonna turn right, please.
I'm going to give it...
He's flashed you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, that's perhaps incorrect use of flashing, is it? 'Cause it's,
It is really. So if that happens, you've got to convince yourself that it's safe to actually make that manoeuvre, because you
Yeah.
can never rely on someone else actually telling you.
yeah.
You know, if, for instance, he'd accidentally done it and he didn't stop, and you pulled out in front of him, then in a court of law, we're going to turn left here. That's your fault.
Yeah.
You know, if it happens on a advanced driving test, always tell the examiner that you've convinced yourself it's a safe manoeuvre.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, the dog's on the lead, so
The horses in the distance, I think, are a glimpse of.
yeah.
Yeah.
So again, same sort of thing as we did last time.
I think
We'll
I'll,
approach them.
Yeah.
Well, we got 3 this time.
Yeah, and we've got a left-hand bend afterwards,
Yeah, well,
straight afterwards. So
Yeah, we know now that we're
Yeah.
not going to be able to get past them before that left-hand bend.
yeah.
So we've got nothing behind us. They have moved to single file, which they don't have to do now according to highway code. But it's not safe. We don't have enough
we
view
don't-
to
we
actually
don't know,
get
do we?
past them safely.
No. And I guess leaving a bit of distance like this means they feel a bit less pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
And there's cars approaching behind, so
yeah,
keep an eye if they've seen us.
yeah. They're just moving on a bit now, so that's it. So
I can't
probably
quite see through
okay.
them, but-
You can see better than I can, so it's,
Yeah, I think, okay, we're clear now.
yeah. Okay, cool. That's it.
Just,
That's it.
yeah, the famous Bletchley.
Yep, indeed. Home of the code breakers.
So here, I would like to go through them like that.
Providing it's safe,
Yeah.
I've got no objections. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to minimise the risk of catching
Yeah.
anything. I don't think these are particularly bad speed bumps, but
No, but none of them are good.
yeah.
Good. Good. So, hopefully now you can see that position in the road really does give us just that extra little bit of information that we need to make that plan. Because the more you can actually see, like I say, you know, take, use and give, we're taking information from the road signs, what's written on the road, other road users, anything like trees, bushes, other cars ahead. We're taking in all of that information and using it, and position is an important part of that, because not only does it allow us to get a better view of what's actually happening, it puts us in a place where we can tell other people of our intentions. So like if we're turning or if we might be moving out. But it also allows other people to see what we might be doing. So like, you know, we talked about foreign truck drivers where it would be left-hand drive rather than right-hand drive. That just allows them to see in their mirrors, if they're using their mirrors, where we are and what we're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of a small piece of information that isn't obvious, but it's very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we're looking to do, is take the information, use it and give other road users the information about what we're doing. So, you know, this session's all been about getting that correct position in the road. And then we wrapped into that, once we'd actually got that sort of pretty much sorted out, we wrapped into that about bends. And actually how we safely manoeuvre around bends and balance the vehicle by looking at the bends. So that's the information phase, and then sort of saying, right, okay, I now need to prepare my car for the right speed for the bend that's ahead. And then by just slowing down a little bit earlier, getting that gear change out of the way, we've got both hands back on the wheel to actually make the manoeuvre and keep the car balanced by using the accelerator just to maintain the speed.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think did well today. I mean, we're now got position, I think, sorted. We will, as the course goes on, we will get you to keep your hands on the steering wheel more.
Yeah, I think hopefully there's an improvement from the first session.
There's an improvement. And you know, like we said, it's really difficult. So a lot of people do talk with their hands, you know, and I'm one of them. I talk with my hands as well, but you have to, as we get further along, we'll be keeping hands on the steering wheel. Any questions?
No, I think I'm pleased that I actually feel some progress.
Feel
is
like you're making some progress. Yeah,
nice.
definitely.
Okay. And, thanks very much, Alan.
No problem.
We've managed to keep the roof down as well the whole time.
Yeah, I think you might have to put it up to go home.
Yeah, we're just getting borderline now. But, please check out Alan's channel, Advanced Driving Techniques.
That's the one.
And the rest of the series on this, there's more come out. Thanks very much for watching.
Great.